Hey, what's up, folks? Video I was gonna do today, and I'm gonna do right now, is how a rivalry with the Undertaker helps other wrestlers' careers. I mean, you look at the Undertaker, he's the veteran, he's the measuring stick, he's the one everybody just, tries to be on the level that he is. Not to say Shawn Michaels is not on that level, or Triple H is not on that level. They are, but just not in the stage that the Undertaker's on. What Undertaker's on is very occasionally rare, as to say, whoever faces the Undertaker in rivalries has to be, either big name or a name that, is on the cusp of being a very big name. You know, a rivalry with the Undertaker, you know, propels another person's, you know, career. It gets his rub. You know, this superstar, like a John Cena in 2003, had a great rivalry with the Undertaker. He got the rub off on that. It made John Cena. I don't know if you could say a better wrestler, but as far as his style went, and as far as the rivalries he's had. John Cena's rivalry with him in 2003 was a great one, like I said. They had a great match at Vengeance 2003, you know, with Taker selling the rib injury, bleeding internally, just selling most of the shit that John Cena was doing. And it was a great rivalry. It rubbed off, John Cena got Undertaker's rub on that one, because for any, semi-big name that is going to go to that other level, you have to face the Undertaker you know, once in your career. So John Cena did that. Another example, Brock Lesnar in 2002. When Brock Lesnar beat another big name, when he beat The Rock for the undisputed title in that year, who was his next rivalry? His next rivalry was The Undertaker. And they had a brutal and violent rivalry, those two in 2002, which, had their match at Unforgiven, which ended in a no contest, and the violence just went tenfold in their Hell in a Cell match at No Mercy of that year, which some people claim to be the most violent and most goriest Hell in a Cell in recent memory, because he had Undertaker bleeding like a hog, just couldn't stop bleeding, and you could see the puncture on the side of the Undertaker's head just squirting like a faucet, you know. But once again, that rivalry with the Undertaker helped Brock Lesnar's career. It helped Brock Lesnar get to another level, even though he was the champion of their company. He still needed that other rivalry, that big one, to put him over, and Undertaker did that. Batista, and you know, during the rest of 2005, um, they had a great rivalry as well. They wrestled for almost a year, over a year. Undertaker got injured, but then he came back, and they still continued the rivalry there. They had a couple of matches that were great. Um, and it all had to come to a head at, Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series 2007. You know, their match at WrestleMania 23. You know, that I said 2006. My bad. It's supposed to be 2007. But WrestleMania 23, that the match that they had, you know, stole the show. You know, in my opinion, that match should have been the main event at WrestleMania. Not to say John Cena and Shawn Michaels had a bad match. I just think that Batista Undertaker in that WrestleMania had a better one. Um, you know, some superstars having that robe on the other, you know, off the Undertaker just to get to that other level. See my point? So CM Punk, like, you know, I said with the Brock Lesnar situation, beat a big name for a title. Now he has to go against, you know, has to get a good program going against the Undertaker, which I think CM Punk will have. He has the credibility, he has the mic skills, you know, and his heel character is a great one as of this point. You know, talking about the only straight, you know, the only person in only champion in WWE history not to drink and not to smoke, you know, to be a champion, you know, rubbing it, you know, just preachy, just being preachy. But his character is great. His heel character is better in this situation, and his rivalry with the Undertaker is gonna help him. Just like his rivalry with Jeff Hardy during the summer helped him. You know, it made Punk over as a heel. His rivalry with Jeff Hardy. Now his rivalry with the Undertaker will put him in another level. You know, you have him in a submission match with the Undertaker at Breaking Point, and I hope that he breaks out the Anaconda Vice. I have, you know, I don't think any of us have seen Punk use the Anaconda Vice, you know, since probably a year into his debut, you know, and since he got put in the Raw roster like a couple of years back. Punk hasn't did Anaconda Vice in a couple of years. His finisher always was the go to sleep. He has never used the Anaconda Vice in a long, long time. So time for him to bring that out of mothballs. But you know, like I said, his rivalry with the Undertaker is gonna be good. You know it's gonna lead to Hell in a Cell in October. So just watch it. You know it's gonna happen. So I just wanted to bring up those points, you know, just so people could know what a rivalry with The Undertaker could do to somebody's career, except for the Giant Gonzalez and except for the Great Khali. None of those rivalries worked with The Undertaker. Undertaker tried, but, you know, to no avail. But I'm looking forward to this Punk Undertaker rivalry and hoping it goes, you know, it puts Punk in a whole nother level, you know, character wise and name wise as a big, big top contender and a main eventer and a top champion. So that's my 2 cents. See you soon.